All right, so today we're gonna do an epic review of the Evergoods Mountain Panel Loader, AKA the MPL 22 liter. We're gonna talk about pros, we're gonna talk about cons, some of the best water bottle holders in the game. Impressive capacity. Front pocket right here is a beefy one. It's not easy to access. Hate their logo. At the end of the video, I'm gonna give you some alternative bag suggestions if you're not quite feeling this guy, but one tip at a time. Let's take it over to the review desk. All right, let's kick this off by talking about the gist of the Evergoods Mountain Panel Loader 22 liter. Evergoods comes from Bozeman, Montana, and they've trademarked this sort of different bag style, which has allowed them to get this like cult-like following. And the bag style is crossover. That's their keyword. And in essence, it's gear that can be used on an epic overnight hike and also be used in an epic New York City walk, right? Best of both worlds, urban and outdoors. But I'd say that the Mountain Panel Loader is the least urban of all their bags. And it even says so in the description, your grab and go trail bag. That's what this is. And some of the top features that help accomplish that are two of the best water bottle holders my darned eyes have ever seen, a big quick access compartment in the middle of the bag, and a smaller quick access compartment at the top front of the bag, epic clamshell style opening, some minimalist yet functional main compartment organization, and an included and removable waist belt. The MPL22 currently comes in one color option, black. The size is 22 liters, which in my opinion is a great size for everyday carry, or maybe like a weekend travel if you pack light. I wanna make it clear, like I'm not much of like a trail guy. I've been hiking like 12 times in my entire life. I don't like it, I don't care for it. I'm kind of a city rat. So my perspective is gonna be a bit more on the urban side and the travel side for the use case of this backpack. Let's talk dimensions. We got a height of around 19 inches, a width of around 11 inches, and a fully packed out depth at the bottom of around 6 inches. Evergoods claims on their website that this bag weighs 1 pound, 14 ounces, which is just the inefficiencies of the imperial system at its finest. Because 1 pound, 14 ounces is 1.8 pounds, which on the good side, we're getting verified perfectly on my scale. This is the MPL22 when it's empty. This is the MPL22 when it's fully packed out and worn on me. I'm 5'8". And this is the MPL22 when it's fully packed out and worn on our media manager, Margaret, who's 5'2". And worry not, we're gonna pack out this bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. All Evergoods bags are protected by their lifetime warranty against manufacturing defects. And for all your eyes see before you, this bag runs around currently $199 US. And if at any point during this review you're thinking to yourself, damn, that city rat convinced me, take me to the mountains, then we do ask that you make your purchase using the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team, so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. All right, let's talk about the front of the Evergoods MPL22. First up is the aesthetic. It's the first thing we see on the front of any bag, right? And then we judge it. And if you look at this bag, the first judgment you might make is like, that looks like a mountain backpack. It looks like it's been on a hike or two. And it's funny, I told Evergoods this, and I'm like, I don't need to review that one, dude, because like, I don't do mountain stuff. They're like, well, actually, a lot of our fans love this for a travel bag as well, and everyday carry, which I can totally see why, because it's definitely a function over form bag. It's not trying to be modern, it's not trying to be sleek, it's trying to maximize capacity, which we'll show you in this section and the next section. Yes, those two sections, final answer. Evergoods branding is right here at the bottom. That's their logo, but the good news is if you hate their logo, this is the furry side of a Velcro patch, something on. Say, Evergoods, be gone. Let's talk materials though. This fabric is a 420D nylon. It's sort of a finer weave for a nylon. It's not like ballistic nylon. It's got those big old chunky beads, but it gives it a little bit more subtle of an aesthetic. And Evergoods has made this fabric more durable by adding a water repellent PU coated finish. Now let's talk about these two front compartments. They're both accessible with YKK number 8 zippers. Should be noted too that there's no PU coating here. Evergoods does say they put a DWR spray on their zippers, but the jury's still out about how effective that is. It's supposed to be very effective at first. It's unanimous approval, but I hear a lot of backpack experts say like that spray just gets wiped off after 6 months max. You don't know what to say. But what I do know is that this front pocket right here is a beefy one. There's no additional organization in this pocket. It's just sort of like a hole. And due to its location, it's a great spot for something you want quicker access to. Like let's say you're waltzing through the city and it might get chilly sometimes. You know, you're walking around, you're sweating, like, oh, I'm hot. And then, oh God, there's a breeze and I'm cold, you know? That's what this pocket's for, in my opinion. Stuff your sweater, perfect location. Next pocket. Also YKK zippers. I also love Evergoods zipper pullers. They're so simple, but so effective. Little knot right there gives you a little bit of leverage to open and close the compartment. And as to where this bottom pocket goes all the way to the bottom of the bag, this top pocket basically just goes to this next zipper. So it's a definitely smaller pocket. In this pocket, again, no additional organization, but we do have a keyring holder. For me, I'm just gonna throw a couple things in there. Obviously the keys go on the key clip. Not my favorite key clip location. It's not easy to access. You know, I just swing my bag over and boom, keys right there. But I have to like fully take this bag off and like do like the key backpack dance, and I don't like that dance. Throw my sunglasses, gotta be covered in there with the keys. And then throw the AirPods for some jams. But this pocket, like all Evergoods pockets and compartments, has a surprising amount of capacity. So you got like a big bulky hard drive. I can fit that in there as well with like room to spare. This is one of the things that Evergoods does best, is giving you pockets that have impressive capacity, but without being like lame about it. Like Tom Bin, like their pockets on the outside of their bags, it's like they have incredible capacity, but like it's like that old like dad sort of look from like the 80s. These pockets have a sleeker and more modern look to them while still packing a punch. Okay, that's it for the front. Let's talk about the middle of the Evergoods MPL22 liter. And we're gonna kick it off with one of the most amazing things that Evergoods does, and that is these freaking water bottle holders right here. They are a masterpiece. They are a work of art. They are just so freaking good. And it's the build, it's the material, and it's just how versatile they are. As to where like I can fit easily on one side a 22-ounce Columbia, perfectly rested, a little bit of pinch at the top to keep it in place. And then on the other side, I can throw, I think, a 1 liter Yeti. Yep, no freaking problem. And it's how these are designed as to where it's sort of like an A-frame, as to where the bottom is wider and the top is a little bit narrower, which means this is nice and tight around the water bottle. It's just, it's known in the carry community, in the intrawebs of bag nerds like me, that we're just like, yo, Evergoods water bottle holders, y'all nailed it. And if you think to yourself, Aaron, I totally agree, chef's kiss, those water bottle holders are freaking beautiful. I love backpacks. Well, if that's the case, then you need to be signed up to the Nomads Nation newsletter. And if you're like, what's this? Never heard of this Nomads Nation newsletter. Because here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do YouTube reviews, we also have this epic newsletter where I'm like the reporter in the field, breaking all the biggest releases, breaking news, maybe some juicy gossip. And it's where we do all of our giveaways. So if you wanna get a behind the scenes look as to what's happening in the carry community and hear about the biggest drops from the biggest to the smallest brands and everything in between, take a look at the description below and look for this globe emoji, where you can sign up for all the weekly bag awesomeness that you've ever dreamed of. I hope to see you in your inbox. Let's get back to this guy. All right, let's talk main compartment. We got these two chunky number 10 YKK zippers. And on the bottom, you can see we have these little pull tabs right there that just gives you a little bit of leverage, which makes it easier to open this compartment. And look at this full clamshell galore mofos. In the main compartment on the front, we have 1, 2 zipper pockets, and then one sort of sliding back panel pocket. Let's pack it out. I got a whole bunch of EDC stuff, but before I actually pack it, let's talk about laptops real fast. Because like I said, Evergoods is pretty clear that this is a trail bag. And trail bags and laptops usually like aren't a thing. So there's no dedicated laptop sleeve in the MPL22. But having said that, this back sleeve could double as a laptop sleeve. You can see my MacBook 13-inch fits nicely, but if I were to put my laptop there, I would want it double wrapped. Even just a cheap little extra laptop cover, this is not really like a very, very secure laptop compartment. It's not meant to be. And let's see if we can fit a bigger laptop. This is a 3D printout of a MacBook Pro, 16-inch. Kind of makes the cut. If you have a cover on it though, it might just not make the cut. So something to be aware of if you're looking to travel with a laptop with this backpack. All right, I'm gonna throw a little notebook and pen in this pocket up top. In the mesh pocket, I'll admit, Evergoods mesh has never been my favorite. There's no elasticity to it. I like a little stretch in my mesh. But it's very durable and a good spot for my laptop power bank. Even though I might not be traveling my laptop in this hypothetical trip, just run with it though. And then in the main compartment, go ahead and put some tech pouches, a book in the back, more tech pouches, a hat, and like, yet again, Evergoods, like, you know, we got a lot of space that we're dealing with here. It's 22 liters. It feels like around 22 liters. This bag packs out really nice. Let's keep packing it out. I got a sling. I got a small packing cube, umbrella at the top. That should get us rocking and rolling. And it's nice when you have chunky zippers like this, when your bag is like a little packed out. You just don't want those zippers to break, and like these thick number 10s, you're like, oh, they ain't breaking anytime soon. And kaboom, we're fully packed out. And last note for the middle is we do have this top handle right there. Evergoods top handles, I always feel like could use a bit more padding. It's like a plastic sheet or something in there, which is nice because it gives it structure and it's easy to grab, plenty of space. But it's just not as cushioned as I like my handles to be. And also on either side of the handle, we have these lash points. You can clip a carabiner on and carry something externally on your bag. All right, moving along, let's talk about the back of the Evergoods Mountain Panel Loader 22 liter backpack. And when it comes to the back, a lot of it comes to comfort. And Evergoods bags are a little controversial when it comes to their comfort. If you read their reviews online, it's either this bag is a cloud and I love wearing it so much that I sleep with it every night, or, oh my God, I hate it and it digs into my lower back. For the shoulder straps, we have these little sleeves right here, which is good if you want to put like a bladder. I think it's called like a camelback. Told you, not a hiking person here. I've hiked more than 12 times. It's probably been 50 in my entire life. I just never think to myself, I'd like to go on a hike today. That thought has never crossed my mind. But if it crosses your mind, you'll be smitten to know that you can add like the camelback, the hydration bladder. That's what it is. And you can rig a straw through and keep yourself hydrated while you're out in the great outdoors. Moving on, we have the sternum strap that can be adjusted on these 1, 2, 3, 4 different points. Evergoods sternum strap gets the job done. And not only here would I have appreciated angle stopper, but at the bottom of these shoulder straps, like, come on. We got a basic nylon webbing. I appreciate the little loop-de-loops for my thumbs where I can crank that effort tighter when I need to. But oh my God, this is just unacceptable for $200. It kills me. Good news is that you can always buy dangle stoppers, AKA web holders, on Amazon. But I don't know, at a backpack at this price point, I just feel like that should be tidied up and taken care of for me. This guy agrees with me. But I guess you can't win it all, because on the pro side, while the dangle annoys me, these shoulder straps never annoy me. Love Evergoods shoulder straps. They got a nice amount of cushioning. It's not as chunky as I always prefer, but whatever they've whipped up in the back for this material, it just feels good. It's like the proper ratio between squishy and cozy, but also having some firmness to it, because you want the shoulder straps to also maintain some of their structure. Otherwise they just kind of collapse into themselves, just kind of like frill up and die, you know? These are killer shoulder straps. Always have been, but what about the back panel? Evergoods back panel is a bit more controversial to me. They usually stick to the same sort of style where we have really nice padding and decent ventilation cuts. I don't think it's the most ventilated, like it's not like a 3D mold, like I think like an air backpack, right? Where it's like, yo, you got like crevices, like Grand Canyon size that wind can just kind of whoosh through. Don't quite have that with this backpack, but there is enough ventilation going on that, you know, I'm not gonna too much. But now let's talk about the curvature digging into the bottom back thing, where it's really a thing on the web. Just Google Evergoods digging into lower back. And you'll see some people who'll be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. That it's perfect. And some people who are like, yeah, it kind of just digs in my back. And that's because Evergoods has a tendency to sort of have a little bit of curvature with their back panels. This is based on, I assume, their hiking roots. Kevin, their co-founder and lead designer, he used to work at Patagonia, you know? So like he knows outdoors and outdoor bags. And ultimately for me, it's never been a deal breaker, but it has been noticeable. And I took this bag out a few days ago to give it a 30-minute test run for the overall comfort. So let's take a blast to the past and talk to Errant from, I don't know, 72 hours ago. See what he had to say. Errant from the past, take it over. So as always, when it comes to the comfort, A, it's subjective, and B, there's always pros and there's cons. On the pro side, I've always loved Evergoods shoulder straps, just the right amount of padding, and most importantly, the right amount of width. They just feel good. The back panel has decent ventilation, plus the extra support from the shoulder straps and the hip belt really go a long way. But having said that, on the flip side, that curvature of the back panel, I don't wanna say it's digging into my lower back, but it's definitely annoyingly noticeable. And you wanna talk about annoyingly noticeable? All this frickin' dangle. It's not my cup of tea. Not in the slightest. Okay, let's take it back up top to the office and talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Evergoods MPL22. Pro number 1, impressive capacity. Pro number 2, some of the best water bottle holders in the game. And pro number 3 for me, I've always loved the comfort of the Evergoods shoulder straps. But every bag has cons, and I'm gonna tell you my 3 cons for this bag right now. Con number 1 is you will hear complaints about the back panel sort of digging into the lower back. Con number 2 is like this. It's like the P.D. Pablo song, twist it round your head like a helicopter. And con number 3, I'm not really a fan of the sort of plastic sheet in Evergoods top handles. But if you're still here, there's a good chance that these cons mean absolutely nothing to you and you're probably gonna make a purchase. And just a reminder, if you do, we do ask that you do so using the first link in the description below. Thank you very much. But also, you might still be here because you're waiting around for those alternative recommendations that I talked about. I made a promise, I'm gonna keep it. So let's walk back over to the bag rack and I'm gonna give you a few other options in case you're not quite sure if this is the bag for you. Let's go. All right, so for my first alternative recommendation, gonna keep it in the family and we're gonna do this guy right here, the Evergoods CPL24. Great option for you if you wanna keep it in the Evergoods family. It's a great option for you if you're digging the whole Evergoods vibe, but you want something a bit more urban, something with a lot better quick access, and a bit more capacity. This is easily one of the best backpacks in the world right now. And to find out why, you can watch our full review, which is linked in the description below. For my second alternative recommendation, I choose this guy, the Bounty Supply Errant. Nice throw, Tav. We can't hang this bag up because the handle's too small, so we throw it instead. This is a great option for you if you're looking for sort of a outdoorsy / urban backpack, but you want more features and fun and pockets and magnets. That's what Bounty Supply does best. This is an epic freaking backpack, and to find out why, our full review can be found linked in the description below. All right, Tav, catch. Nice. And for my third and final recommendation, ladder up, be careful. We got this dude right here, the Able Carry Daybreaker 2. It's a great bag for you if you really want a pack that can handle the outdoors, but you want like more weather resistance. And it's got a super lightweight build. It's a super underrated bag. And to check out our full review, just watch this video right here. If you got any ideas or questions about any bags, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.